The brand new format of Titled Tuesday is here. No more 3+2, it's now 5+0. Pure blitz speed, no increment, no mercy. Round 4. Candidate master Artem Lebedev, only 14 years old from Russia, takes the white pieces against none other than Super Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura. Yes, the same Hikaru who usually farms Titled Tuesday, like it's his personal playground. Let's dive into this shocking game. White begins with pawn to e4. Nakamura responds with pawn to g6, heading for the modern defense, a system he plays often online to avoid preparation. Pawn to d4, bishop to g7, knight to c3, pawn to a6, knight to f3, pawn to d6, bishop to e3, knight to d7, queen to d2. Already Lebedev shows his plan. He wants to castle queenside and go for a kingside pawn storm. Black plays pawn to b5. White throws pawn to h4. Hikaru replies pawn to h6. White castles long. Hikaru continues with knight moves and pawn pushes, but here comes the first twist. Lebedev advances pawn to h5. Nakamura pushes pawn to g5. Then White strikes the center with pawn to e5. Hikaru responds pawn to f5. Wait a second. That's inaccurate. Hikaru actually had a chance to grab a pawn, but he missed it. Rare for a man known for his tactics sharper than a sushi knife. Lebedev captures. Pawn takes f6. Knight takes f6. Bishop to d3, threatening bishop to g6 check. Suddenly, Black's light squares look like Swiss cheese. Nakamura develops, but then White sacrifices with knight to d5 and later pawn to f4. Artem is going full throttle, opening the f-file against the king stuck on f8. Hikaru tries to shut things down with pawn to g4, but Artem is not stopping. Pawn to f5, pawn to a6, exchanges happen, and suddenly White's pieces are swarming like bees around the black king. Queen to e3, bishop to f6, queen to e4, bishop to f7, rook to h-f1. It's building. The attack is unstoppable. And then the hammer. Rook takes f6, sacrificing the rook to destroy the only defender of the e7 square. Boom! Hikaru takes with pawn, but now pawn to e7. That pawn is a monster, a Godzilla marching toward promotion. Nakamura tries queen to c8, but it's hopeless. Hikaru resigns. Yes, you heard right. Candidate master Artem S. Lebedev, rating around 2,700 online Blitz, just defeated Super Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura, the 5-time U.S. champion and one of the greatest Blitz players in history. What a story. For Lebedev, born in 2011, still just a teenager, this is a dream moment. Proof that with courage and calculation, even giants can fall. For Hikaru, well, maybe he should have prepared a bit more instead of vibing with the modern defense. In the final standings, Nakamura still scored 8 points, finishing tied with other elite grandmasters. But Lebedev, he finished with 5.5 points, way down the table at 126th place. Still, nobody will forget that in round 4, the young candidate master took down the Titan. This game is a reminder. Titles don't win games by themselves. Pawns, pieces, and precise moves do. And sometimes, just sometimes, David really does beat Goliath. Artem Lebedev versus Hikaru Nakamura, titled Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025. One for the history books.